And so the serious topic that we're actually going to talk about today is a recent study that has revealed that university graduates earn almost more than double of people with just IT or secondary education. So this is a very recent study that was done by a associate professor Irene Ng of NUS, who is literally doing this study to understand about what the wage premium of a university degree is compared to other qualifications. Because there's a very big discussion about paper qualifications in Singapore, and Lawrence Wong saying that Singaporeans, we don't value hard work as opposed to the brain work, right? So this statistic of university median pay being 4,200 versus 2,000 for ITE or secondary education, this statistic literally jumps out at us saying, yes, Lawrence Wong was right. Singaporeans, we overvalue paper qualifications. But just hearing the headline like this, right, without going into all the details, what's the most immediate thing that comes to your mind?
It's increased since I graduated.
4,002 sounds like really high.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
And just to be clear, what do you study? What do you study?
I was a communications graduate from NTU's Wee Kim Wee School of Communications and Information.
Yeah. And back in the day, like if you heard someone graduated and had a job with $4,200, that would be a pretty fucking like kick-ass job, right?
Yeah, dude. I was offered a job of that amount. Well, a bit more than that. Upon graduation, but I had to literally sell my weekends for it.
Oh, really? What industry was that?
This was in the training industry. It was to basically coach students on study skills and memory skills.
I see.
And I was doing part-time during the uni. And when I graduated, the boss was like, yo, why don't you come work for me full-time? You do a 5-day week. And I'll pay you double and I think at that time the starting salary of uni grads, I'm talking about like 2009 or so, was maybe 2+, maybe 2, 3, 2, 5 around there, something like that.
Sounds about right, yeah.
And this guy offered me nearly double. But I had to work Saturdays and Sundays.
So you actually rejected it.
It's interesting what happened because my then girlfriend and my current wife as though there's a future wife. Shit, bro. I'm digging a hole for myself on Yala butt. Damn. Yeah. So yeah, she was like, she's like, Rishi, I understand this sounds like an attractive offer. Okay, and it's probably a good financial decision, but just remember, if you take this job up, it's very likely that you will get sucked into it and you will not have time to do any of these things that you dream of.
Yeah.
Whether it's to do your MC work, your acting work. And man, she was spot on because a lot of times these high salaries that you get are the cost of selling your dreams.
Wow. That's very poetic. So that's what you're thinking when you see the median pay is like 4,200 for uni grads now.
Yeah. Imagine like from where to where. I guess it's a valid concern, right? Because in Singapore we do have that focus on growth and economic growth and how survival and growth is linked largely to economics.
Yeah, but isn't there like isn't there an element of this that you make a sacrifice, when you go to university as well? You make a sacrifice in terms of the cost of education, going spending 3 years or 4 years studying really in depth in one topic, and basically trying to pass exams and everything. So do you think that justifies the premium that university graduates get over A-level or ITE graduates?
Yeah, I guess that's definitely a way to look at it.
Mm,
Like you've spent, I don't know, what the cost is now, maybe
mm,
40,
mm.
50 grand on a local education, or if you go overseas and you paid $500,000 for education, and
Yeah.
you expect that I should be paid at least this much. Um, but there's also a barrier to entry, right? There's also,
Mm,
you need to have gotten a certain amount of grades to qualify for university.
yeah. Yeah.
There's also, you need to be able to afford university education.
Mm,
Uh, and I think, fortunately or unfortunately, these issues are very real. There are people who may have done pretty decently in school,
mm.
whether it's in the poly or in colleges or whatever, and they really want to pursue a university degree, but simply cannot afford it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think there are student loans available, but then again, yeah, like you are tied down to that for a few years.
Mm, mm. I mean, I can't speak for other industries, right? But for our industry, in the media industry, it does feel to me like the university premium would be it sounds a bit big like, compared to someone who's a diploma holder or A level IT graduate, because a lot of our work, a lot of what we're paid for in our industry is actually experience, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
spending
mm.
time actually working, on the ground and everything is actually a lot more valuable than someone studying about media and all these things, lah. But is that how you feel about it? Like when you see two comedians, one has a uni degree
Mm,
and one doesn't.
mm,
Is there a difference
mm.
in perception of how funny they are, or how interesting they are?
Wow, that's a deep question, man. Well, I'll give you examples. All
Mm,
right,
mm.
come off the top of my head. Someone like Ronnie Chang, for example.
Yeah.
Like Ronnie Chang's a double degree holder in law and finance, I
Mm,
think.
mm, mm,
Two degrees,
mm.
and I think it it kind of shows not just, I mean, in my opinion, it kind of
Yeah.
shows not just in his work on stage,
Mm,
but in his work off stage,
mm,
business and law, maybe. Sorry, because someone like him perhaps has that business acumen to be
mm.
able to take your career to a different level,
Yeah.
uh, because of maybe because of what you know and the amount of time you've spent studying a certain thing, or sometimes it's not even what you learn in the classroom. And I
Mm,
genuinely believe this. I think a lot of what I learned in university or varsity education has been
mm,
outside of the classroom, like what you just
mm.
said. Is that experience, it is that on the job training,
Yeah.
that academia can't always give you.
Yeah.
It's almost as though what we have bought is time
Mm,
to get better at what we do, as opposed
mm,
to just a grade or just a degree.
mm.
And I think that's the beauty of varsity education, right? The flexibility of it allows you to learn so many things if you can be bothered, lah.
Mm, mm,
If you can be bothered to get out of the classroom and go and sign up for this course or meet this person or ask this
mm.
question from this other professor, join this other group or do that minor,
Yeah.
I think it just gives you time to learn.
Mm,
How you learn is really up to you.